Welcome back to the pregame. Time now for our talk with Coach Butch Pedersen, brought to you by the Full Wider Insurance Agency. And Butch, heading into this Week 8 game and coming off of kind of a tale of two halves Friday night. A little sluggish first half. Team responded, though, with the big win over North Cedar. Kind of shows, though, that that mental edge needs to be there from that first whistle.
Well, there's no question. I thought we showed a lot of character in the second half. I didn't think we played very consistently in the first half. In the second half, I thought we completely dominated the line of scrimmage and completely dominated the game. The defense threw a shutout, and the offense scored 3 touchdowns, and I thought we looked very good the second half.
Well, I mean, it's something that we've known for over 30 years now that, teams are looking at West Branch. They're circling that game, so you know that you have to be ready, and that's going to be the case again here tonight with Tipton.
There's no question about it. Cedar County rival. They've got a great football team. We've got a lot of people that aren't going to play. We've got 5 starters that are out. We're playing our third-string quarterback. We're going to go over there and just try to stay in the ball game, right, Stephen?
Yeah. Well, speaking of quarterback, Cooper Cobbler, he thrown in 2 weeks ago. Last week, stepped in. Talk a little bit about just kind of how he's developed basically on the fly with a week and a half worth of practice.
He's progressing. It's not an easy thing to step in as a quarterback when you've never taken a snap in your entire life. And I thought he played pretty well in the Durant game. I didn't think he played as well in the North Cedar game. And I look for Cooper to bounce back. That's just the kind of athlete that he is.
Well, he's an athlete. He's going to try to make some plays. But, I mean, how much is he also out there just trying to manage things to make sure that, the team just keeps moving the ball, keeps things going for this offense?
I think he's doing a little bit of both, and I think that, to understand our offense takes a long time. It's not a 1 or 2 week deal. But I think that he's progressing nicely, and I think that, I think he'll play better this week.
What's going to be the key, too? I mean, obviously teams are going to load up the box and almost dare him to beat them. What's going to have to happen for, these last 2 games, be able to keep some of that pressure off of him and make it manageable situations?
Well, I hope that they do put a lot of people in the box because he can throw it. I think he showed that in the Durant game. He had 88 yards, 2 touchdowns, and we didn't show a lot of things in the North Cedar game as far as the pass game for a purpose. And we hope that they put 8 or 9 in the box because we're going to throw it.
Well, you talked earlier, too, about the defense, pitching the shutout in the second half. Basically, you take away the one long play that their offense had and really shut them down. How has that group really grown here and developed as this season has progressed?
Well, I think we've improved immensely on defense. We gave up 6 rushing yards last game, and the game before, I believe, was minus 22. So, we have negative yardage in the last 2 games on the ground, and I'm impressed with that. And I think our coverage is really light years better than it was. We made a couple moves in the secondary, and I think it's been beneficial for us.
Well, and it always helps when you've got a long field behind you to work with. Talk a little bit about Javier Zamudio. I mean, he's a kid that, again, you talk about injuries and get thrown in there just last minute. And, first week and a half, and you could tell he was kind of still feeling his way. He looks a lot more comfortable. I mean, hang time, he's getting some great coverage, kicking the extra points as well. He's really started to get his head into the game.
He's an outstanding kicker. Chris Cornwell, when Bo got hurt, came out and worked with him quite a bit, and he keeps polishing himself. He spends a lot of time in practice working on his kicking game. And before that young man leaves West Branch, he's going to be a whale of a kicker.
We're looking for good things from him, and going to need it here tonight as we go over to take on Tipton. You said after the Bellevue game, each and every week is a playoff. We control our own destiny to get in. Has the team been responding the way you would like them to since that loss?
Oh, I think so. Let's face it. We're 5-2. We have 5 starters out. We have the third-string quarterback. Most people are going to be like 1-6 if you have that kind of a record or that kind of injuries. And we don't look at it that way. We look at the next person in, and that's how they've looked at it from day one. And that's why we're 5-2. They're very resilient. The coaches are very resilient. It's hard sometimes because we'd like to do more things than we can, but that's just what we've been dealt right now, so that's what we're going to go with.
Well, you travel over to Tipton here tonight to take on the Tigers. First time in a while that we've seen them. What do we expect? I mean, it sounds like a single wing and a very active physical defense.
They run the single wing, and we're going to work on that. We have been for a while, and it's a great offense, and they run it very, very well. And they're multiple on defense, and they are physical on defense, and it's going to be a great football game.
We're looking forward to it, Coach. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you.
That is Coach Butch Pedersen, brought to you by the Full Wider Insurance Agency. Back with more of your pregame right after this. This is the Bearcast at westbranchfootball.com.